Hi babes, and welcome back to Lexi Yaps. If you don't know me, I'm Lexi, and I talk about all things film. I'm terrified of uncanny valley stuff, like horrified of it, but that's why I love it so much. Take the new movie Obsession, for example, and I know, bear with me, because while it doesn't center around the uncanny, there are a few uncanny clips throughout the entire movie, like when Nikki is in Bear's room just standing in the corner, she is in uncanny valley makeup. So the actress who plays Nikki actually refuses to watch that part of the movie because she's so horrified of what it looks like. I mean, you're literally seeing yourself in uncanny valley makeup. Like, that's horrifying. I mean, look at this. I would be terrified too, like, come on. It is something that I would like to explore at some point in regards to film, but because it's so popular right now, it's kind of hard to have like an original idea. So it'll kind of ebb and flow and everything, but with liminal spaces in the uncanny valley, it's like a hot spot for filmmakers right now, at least in my generation of creatives. So today we are going to be talking about a film called Intrusive, directed by Spencer Lackey. In the credits, there were only 3 people, the writer, the actor, and the director, and there's over 91,000 views on YouTube. I think it's like 2,000 likes or so. This literally proves that you do not need a full budget and crew to make a short film, to make the short film that you want to make. So in the last film that I was in, I literally was one of 3 people on set. On set as in my house, like gorilla at its finest. The film is 7.5 minutes long, and wow, does it have a lot to say in those few minutes. So the main character, Grace, seems to have some sort of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, which seems to be debilitating her. So the big bad of this film, or the antagonist, is a physical manifestation of her current mental state, which just so happens to be the uncanny valley version of her. So the film really takes advantage of these uncomfortable moments because when Grace goes down to the basement to investigate a noise, she literally looks around. It is silent, albeit some like room tone, which, by the way, if you don't have room tone in your short films or like outdoors or something, it is too quiet, unnaturally quiet. Once she sees the, let's call it the intrusion. Once she sees the intrusion, it says, "Hi, Grace." It's, you know, more sinister than that, but I just think of, whenever I hear that, I just think of Rocky from Project Hail Mary. "Hi, Grace." There's some sort of ringing sound that you can hear, and it slowly takes over the entire screen, and the intrusion says, "I'm inside now." Oh my god, that's horrifying, that's so scary. Like, and he's just in the closet. He's just in the closet. It's just in the closet, and it's so scary. A few beats go by, we see the camera pan around a little bit, and then it pans back to the closet, and the intrusion is gone. It's just gone. So, and then we pan back and it's right in front of her. And so she books it up the stairs, all 4s. I mean, come on, I would too. I mean, that's literally my childhood of turning off the lights in the basement and then just booking it upstairs, hoping something doesn't get you. The conclusion of this film is horrifying. I mean, the intrusion is literally sitting right next to Grace's bed. Literally, as I was writing this, I kept having to rewatch this film over and over and over again. And every time this bit comes up, like the last 20 seconds of the film, I literally have to turn away and watch it in the peripherals of my vision. It's just the intrusion, some light music box-esque music. That's it. So let's talk about the meat of the story. Grace has always had it under control. That's why the intrusion has always stayed outside. That's why she would always go out onto the porch saying, "Don't come inside." And I know it doesn't look like she's in control of her OCD, but it's all part of her routine. It wasn't until Dr. Rubin actually gives her a call saying, "Hey, your medication has not been picked up from the pharmacy. I really want you to try the medication." And I assume this is the medication that helps with OCD. I mean, the phantom writing on her hand, the tracing of the railing as she goes down the stairs, measuring her wine with her finger, it all goes wrong. She is wrong. When she decides not to trace the railing, that's when everything falls apart. So here's a little deep dive about obsessive compulsive disorder, and not just the BS of like, "Oh my god, I have OCD, everything has to be in a straight line." Shut up, Becca. So according to Oxford Health, obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD, is characterized by the experience of recurrent persistent thoughts, urges, or images that are perceived as intrusive or unwanted obsessions. So the intrusion is the bad thoughts or feelings that a person with OCD has that makes them feel like they're in danger. For example, if a person decides to leave the room and they need to turn off the light switch, they will feel the need to flip it 3 times or until it feels perfect and go through that sequence over and over and over again. And if they don't do that, they feel like the world's gonna end. Like it's a genuine, like anxiety, panic induced situation, and I can't even imagine it. As I was wrapping up this script, I also kind of thought about the idea of this film surrounding schizophrenia as well. I've only had the idea that it's only OCD because OCD is intrusive, and so that's where my brain immediately went. But as I was looking it over again, it is literally a physical manifestation. That is normal. That's just schizophrenia, which, you know, they can obviously be paired together. So with OCD, it is like an itching, like anxiety, panic sensation. But with schizophrenia, it's auditory, it's visual. You can see like the intrusive, like it's horrifying. And thinking about those two feelings combined, because not only do we see the intrusion, but we also hear it running up the basement steps. The running sequence was so intense and everything, like all the music is in her mind and everything. And then when she gets to the ground floor, she looks back to see if the intrusion is following her. There's nothing there. The audio just stops. The music just stops. It is silent except for, I think, some room tone. And then we hear the running up the steps. Overall, I think this film was a lot of fun to analyze, and it was really interesting to go down the route of mental health because I always love psychological thrillers. I love finding little things to pick at. It's just so fun. Mental health can be a tricky topic for people, so I do apologize if I did get anything wrong or something is outdated, but this is just all the resources that I found from Oxford. Okay, babes, that's it for today, and please feel free to comment any short films below so I can research more and more short films because I really want to focus on short films. If there's a feature, sure, throw it down there. Maybe I'll get to it. I don't know. Let's see if Vader wants to say anything. All right, guys, I'll see you next Friday. Bye.